Gemma is getting set up here. I'm not sure if anybody noticed her team, so I don't quite want to talk about it just yet, but there's something that I saw that is, well, I don't like it, but you guys, I'm sure will love it.
Okay, what do we got? We got Amoongus, Cinderace, Rillaboom, Togekiss, Milotic, and I cannot see the top one. Dunsparce, what?
It's Dunsparce. That
okay.
is
And
so,
then
on Haven's side of the field, we see Cinderace, Urshifu, Togekiss, Snorlax, Water Poison type, drawing a blank, Toxapex, thank you, and Alolan Galarian, sorry.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I'm super excited. I hope that Haven brings the Galarian Corsola. I really like it's a super cool design, and it's like crazy bulky, and it's got like a really interesting like supportive moveset with like String Staff and stuff like that. I think it also gets Trick Room, but a really cool Pokemon in general, and I hope to see it like kind of put in some work here. That'd be awesome. And obviously Cinderace being a huge heavy hitter. Yeah, cool stuff. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I actually used the Galarian Corsola in an OU league, which was very fun to use. It's a really cool Pokemon. I think it actually gets Pain Split as well, which is unique.
Mm-hmm.
It gets some cool moves, so it's very exciting to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gemma does have that Dunsparce, and I know that she was excited to bring it. It looks like
this looks like a familiar lead.
Yeah, so we're going to see the Dunsparce Cinderace lead here from Gemma's side of the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's obviously not what I was referring to as the familiar lead, but yeah, we got Snorlax and Togekiss. This could potentially be Belly Drum Snorlax, which would be super scary if it was, but it could also just be a solid bulky yawn support Snorlax. What on earth does Dunsparce do, Nibs?
Dunsparce wants to hack the heck out of you. It wants to paralyze you. It really just wants to paralyze flinch you is all it wants to do. It has the Serene Grace ability, which is similar to Togekiss's, and yeah, that's pretty much what it does.
Doubles the secondary effect of moves. So yeah, Rock Slide normally has a 30% chance to flinch with Serene Grace, and now it's a 60% chance to flinch. Ooh, G-Max Cinderace. Maybe we're gonna see G-Max Fireball. Oh no, it's just gonna be a Max Steel Spike. Change itself. Yeah, that's good. You turn into a Steel type, so you resist Snorlax's moves. You're raising your defenses, and you're potentially getting a KO on the Togekiss.
Wow. Yeah, and that straight up just one-shots that Togekiss.
Yeah, which does not super surprise me. That wasn't a Berry set, so potentially it was like a super luck offensive one. Let's see what Dunsparce goes for. Glare, the beginning of those hacks that you were talking about.
Oh, goodness.
And let's see what Snorlax decides to go for. Belly Drum. So, how would you feel staring down a Belly Drum Snorlax?
I would actually feel kind of good in this situation, as we don't see the Snorlax go below half, popping that possible Citrus Berry.
Oh no, it didn't. The berry didn't proc.
Yeah, so that's like one thing that I would take from that situation right there. But the Snorlax, I believe, is slower than the Dunsparce. I don't really know my Dunsparce speed tiers, but yeah, I think Gemma is just good to either glare. Well, she's not going to glare the Corsola, but she's good to Rock Slide here.
Yeah, so unfortunately the Snorlax doesn't have an even number HP, so it doesn't go down to berry procking rage either with Gluttony or with just a regular Citrus Berry. It can get big, but taking something like a Max Knuckle paralyzed, which is scary. Yeah, oh, it's not going to Dynamax. It's just going to eat up this Max Knuckle. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, and it does just take it away and clear it off the field.
Yeah, so goodbye Snorlax. That was, yeah, I mean, it's, yeah, the berry not procking is obviously like super unfortunate, but let's see what Corsola is going to do. Yeah, Rock Slide's going to come out. Hopefully it doesn't flinch. Oh, and maybe going for Trick Room or something like that.
Oh, and we see the Cursed Body.
Yeah.
So Corsola flinching in that turn, but it still does a huge thing as a Cursed Body goes off and disables the Rock Slide, which is Dunsparce's thing.
Ooh, and now Cinderace comes out, and currently Gemma Cinderace is a fighting type. So if Cinderace maxes and wins a speed tie and goes for a max airstream, I'm pretty sure that's just gonna KO Gemma Cinderace.
Yeah, that'll be fun to find out whether that happens or not. That's a really cool observation there.
Yeah, here comes the max from Haven. This is definitely going to be the Cinderace, although I think it'd be super cool to see Dynamax Galarian Corsola. It is also going to be that G-Max Cinderace. This is most definitely going to be an Airstream, and if Haven can just win this speed tie, that's going to be a huge shift in momentum.
The Airstream comes out.
This is the speed tie. That is unfortunate.
So this is a +1 Airstream?
Mm-hmm. Let's see how much that's gonna do.
Does about 85 to 90%, it looks like.
Yeah, solid chunk.
The Airstream
Max
does come out.
that is such a game shifting speed tie. That is like really unfortunate if you're Haven right there. But obviously, like, you still have 2 more turns of max. You're still speed tying the Cinderace. You're not in a bad position. Unfortunately, yeah, Glaire's gonna come out. Ugh. That is not great. Oh, and Strength Sap. Okay. So we see what Cursula was going for that turn. Nibs, did you freeze? Okay, no.
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still here. Okay, cool. You just came back. You froze for like half a second.
Wow, that was it? All right.
Okay, so bad news for Haven. You're paralyzed. Good news. You still have 2 turns of max, and you have an Undynamax Cinderace. I think there's still plenty of stuff to like shift this back in your favor. As long as you don't get paralyzed, you can even just like start stalling out with Cursula. But I do think that your main target should be that Dunsparce so that it doesn't start causing any more mayhem.
Yeah, so I'm not really entirely sure how bulky this Corsola is. That it's really going to be able to do much here.
Yeah, Cinderace is just going to go ahead and bounce on out of there, which seems like the optimal move. The other Cinderace is paralyzed, so that you know you're going to move faster. G-Max Fireball, going to change into a fire type. And who's this going into? This is going into Dunsparce. It didn't get fully paralyzed, so hopefully this will KO.
Wow.
Oh, Dunsparce hangs on.
How does Dunsparce not get smoked by that? Is Dunsparce bulky?
Apparently, I guess so. This is something
Wow.
I'm learning. Yeah, and then there's Paralysis onto Corsola, and then just going for a Nightshade, but Cinderace avoids the attack.
Yeah, so Dunsparce doing Dunsparce things here, as we are likely going to see another coil coming from this Dunsparce. And then we're going to see a bounce coming from the Cinderace on Gemma's side of the field. Need to do here to bounce.
Definitely get rid of the Dunsparce, I would say, is the main thing. Yeah, here comes the bounce into Cinderace. Is that going to take it out? Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, well, so now I think this is an unwinnable position because we've seen Nightshade's Strength Sap. I'm guessing that the Cursor has Trick Room, so I don't know if it actually has a way to hit this Dunsparce. Normally, I'd say that Cursor, yeah, Haze. And we still haven't seen the 4th move, but I don't know if it's anything that hits Dunsparce. And Corsola is bulky and can stall things out, but if it weren't for the fact that there was this normal type on the field, I don't think that Corsola, presumably that Corsola had no way of hitting Dunsparce. So I think if you're Haven, your main investment is just going to be aggressively targeting down that Dunsparce. If your Cinderace has something like a Max Knuckle or even just a high jump kick, that could be a solid turn. You could even like lead Togekiss and your own Cinderace so that you can take the speed tie out of the equation and force them to focus on that. But all in all, I think that once the Dunsparce is out of the way, the match is in a very different position because like those Pokemon like Dunsparce or Grimmsnarl, they can do a lot of annoying disruptive things that you think like, okay, this isn't the main damage outputter, so I can ignore it for a while, but it's just gonna like keep messing up your gear flow and just really slow down your momentum.
Yeah. So one thing I would like to note is that Haven does have the Urshifu, which
Mhm.
could potentially do some stuff to Gemma's field here.
Yeah, Urshifu. I would love to see something like Urshifu lead and just like a follow me close combat. I would assume that that's well with the defense boost. I don't know if that's enough to take out. I really don't know how bulky Dunsparce is. My instincts say not very, but I think that that would be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw the Cinderace from Haven not doing a whole lot to the Dunsparce. I believe that was after one coil.
Yeah. A coil and a steel spike. It's the
Oh,
steel
yeah.
spike from the Cinderace. It's really messing things up. Yeah, because and the Togekiss isn't Babiri, so you can't fall me away. That yeah. Okay, so here comes Cinderace Togekiss. If that Cinderace has high jump kick. Oh, okay, never mind. They don't even lead.
Insert the
Spider-Man meme. Okay, well. So
literally
from
mirrored
Haven
each other.
Cinderace, we only saw Airstream, which is usually based off of Bounce, and G-Max Fireball, which is normally based off of Pyro Ball. So we don't know if it has a Steel move or a Fighting move. We do know that Gemma's has a Steel type move. Most likely just going to be going for a Steel type move in the Togekiss. That's another thing. If you win the Speed tie there, you get defense boost. You're off to a really good position. But I don't know exactly what the Cinderace from Haven's going to be going for, and it'll be very interesting to see.
Yeah, I think definitely the best way to win this mirror match is going for, if you have Protect on the Togekiss, then protect your Togekiss, because you're going to assume that it is using Follow Me, and even if it's not, your Steel Spike is probably the best way into the Togekiss from the Cinderace.
Yeah. Steel spiking the Togekiss is most likely the safest move one that you can make. Because you don't want to Steel Spike into the opposing Cinderace, because if you win that tie, you're just doing like... I mean, you're still getting damage off, but not the damage you want to be getting. Another safe move is just airstreaming into the opposing Cinderace. That kind of forces the redirection because you're still getting big damage. But again, it's the speed ties and the type changing from Cinderace that really make this kind of an awkward matchup. We do see Gemma win the first speed tie for the Dynamaxing. There's a small chance that Gemma's Cinderace is Jolly and Haven's is Adamant.
All right, we do see the Protect coming from Gemma's side of the field here.
Yeah. Protect from Gemma's Togekiss. Cinderace
And
just
Steel
won a
Spice.
third speed tie, so it's looking more and more likely that the Cinderace from Haven is just Adamant, or is just very, very unlucky. So that's going to be a down Togekiss on turn 1, unfortunately, and a defense boost for Gemma Cinderace. If Haven knew that they were slower and went for a Fireball, this would be... Oh, yes! Get it!
Wow. Wow. That was...
I think, did Gemma... Yeah, Cinderace faints. Oh my god. Okay, that was sick. That was a great turn 1 from Haven. This puts a huge momentum shift in their favor. Oh, here comes Dunsparce.
Yeah, so I wonder what's going on in Gemma's mind right now as she's thinking, how can I get momentum going back my way? Dunsparce.
Paralyzed. This is huge. So speaking of annoying support Pokemon, Gemma sends out Dunsparce. Haven says, hey, you know what else is annoying? Toxapex. Now you get to deal with this. So we could see something like a Toxic go out. Let's see what happens here. Togekiss is going to go for the Follow Me, trying to guarantee the paralysis into Cinderace, which is honestly a very smart move. Yeah. But on the plus, yeah, you are going to get a Fighting type boost. And it's actually not going to do bad damage to Togekiss. It always does like grosser damage to the thing. This is a quad resisted move, and it still does like a decent-ish chunk. Yeah, here comes the glare for paralysis. So Dunsparce is going to start playing with hacks. And what does Toxapex go for? Toxic. Yeah. Haven says, your support can be annoying, so can mine. Yeah, so that Togekiss is officially on a clock right now, and Cinderace is boosted at +1. Gemma needs some paralysis hits to happen right now.
do you think Gemma just goes for the air slash into the Cinderace and then possibly a glare into the Toxapex, trying to get some more hacks going, or?
Yeah, I would see like nothing wrong with that play. You can just go for like a Dazzling Gleam. I mean, Cinderace is max, but it is pretty frail. You're gonna take a solid chunk about it. Oh, Air Slash comes out.
Wow.
It's gonna do big damage. Another max Knuckle.
So this one
Haven...
is +1,
Ooh.
and it just clears the Dunsparce off the field.
Boom! Haven says, I know that you need to hit me at some point, so look out for my fists.
So that Cinderace notably is going up to +2.
Yeah, and just another Toxic, presumably going into the Dunsparce initially, but now into the Togekiss, who's already poisoned. So, this isn't looking super bad for Haven. Rillaboom is a grass type. It can hit the Toxapex pretty hard. If that Cinderace doesn't have Protect, you're at +2 and you don't want to give up your boost, but you are definitely not going to survive a Dazzling Gleam because you're a fighting type. So it honestly may just be better to switch out and save the Cinderace for the end game against that Rillaboom, seeing as how the Togekiss is on a clock right now. But depending on what Haven has in the back, they might not even have a switch in. I mean, you don't want to bring your Urshifu into a Dazzling Gleam, so it kind of depends on what you want to go with here. Looks like Cinderace is going to opt to stay in. Baneful Bunker is going to come out from Toxapex. I believe this poisons if you make contact. Yeah, here comes the Grassy Glide. Is that a contact move? Yes, it is. Rillaboom is going to get poisoned too. Dazzling Gleam is going to come out from the Togekiss. Not a contact move, and Togekiss is already poisoned. I don't think Cinderace is going to survive that. Yeah, it's a crit.
And it is a crit.
So Cinderace goes down. So, I can't exactly see how much health that Togekiss has left. Can you, JD?
Yes, I can. It has 111.
111? Okay, so Togekiss is still surviving. Depending on what... If some... back, I'd feel pretty good. Snorlax has really solid... Ooh, Urshifu. This came a lot scarier.
Yeah, so I think the Togekiss is okay, though, to just go for the Dazzling Gleam.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe just a Grassy Glide into the Toxapex. I know it's not super effective, but it should still do a lot of damage considering it is boosted with the grassy terrain, and Rillaboom is super good.
Yeah, here comes the Grassy Glide. Urshifu's going to do Aerial Ace. Is that going to KO the Rillaboom?
Gets it down to 98 HP.
Unless that Urshifu's Focus Sash, I don't think it's going to survive.
Yeah, it's not, and it goes down.
Mm-hmm. So the
Toxapex is still, it is still laying around, and it has recovered.
It has recovered. So the question is, stall out the end of this game, possibly.
What an interesting matchup we have here.
Right? Yeah. So that Rillaboom's gliding at about half health. Togekiss is going down further and further. These double ups are going to start getting really scary. I mean, so like this next turn's pretty obvious. You're just going to Baneful Bunker. Like you have no reason to go for anything else. On the plus side, Toxapex is at full health, so.
So I think Haven is in the best position here because that Toxapex is so bulky, and the only thing that Gemma can really do to answer it is go for the Air Slash on a recovered turn. Yeah. Maybe hope for some flinch. Yeah, so here's the obvious move, the Baneful Bunker. No reason to go for anything else. You want that poison damage, like doing as much chip as possible. Air Slash and the poison damage. Wow, bringing it down to 12 HP.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not grounded, so it's not going to benefit from this grassy terrain at all.
Yeah. So I think if Haven can just survive this turn, I don't even think that they need to get a recover off. I think they can just win the game from there. I think Gemma needs like potentially crits from both of her Mons. Mm-hmm. How much did that Grassy Glide do?
It wasn't that much. It was really only like 35%, I think.
Yeah, no, that's not going to be enough. Even with an Air Slash crit, I don't think that's going to be enough. You probably just, the Air Slash does crit. Toxapex is still standing, doesn't get the flinch, so you get a nice recover off too. Yeah, I don't see a way that Gemma can get out of this. You're just gonna go down to poison.
Yeah, so that 84 Rillaboom is going to go down. Kind of curious to see what it goes down to after this. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, Togekiss is going to go down. Can't survive, obviously. Rillaboom's going to go down a decent amount, too.
From 84 down to 59.
Yeah, so I think you just Baneful Bunker this turn, you win the game.
Yeah, so we are going to see the forfeit here from Gemma's side. So we are at 1-1 now, which is pretty impressive there. Haven had a nice recovery after, I don't necessarily want to say getting blown back in game 1, but I mean, that was a turn 1 double knockout, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. I'd say amazing adjustments from Haven.
Yeah.
Great first turn, and a really solid play throughout. Currently, it would be my mentality if I was Gemma or Haven. Well, I mean, Haven knows what their Cinderace is. I believe that Gemma has a Jolly Cinderace and Haven has an Adamant Cinderace. So with that knowledge, how would you lead and how would you play out your first turn, Nibs?
I think what Haven did turn 1 back there last game was pretty cool, but I don't know that I necessarily want to give up my Togekiss turn 1. So maybe lead with the same thing and then kind of bait it and switch out with the Togekiss. That's one thing you could potentially do. You'll get the knockout into, well, really take your pick, but probably the Cinderace, who is more scary for lack of a better term.
Yeah, a big momentum shift is gonna go to whoever can get rid of the Cinderace first. But let's see. Do you think you bring Dunsparce again?
Do you do it for the meme? That's the question.
The most important reason someone has to pick for the memes.
For the memes.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think Dunsparce is pretty cool, but I think Milotic gives her better footing.
Yeah.
Also, Amoonguss is cool with the redirection. We did see the Aerial Ace coming from the Urshifu, and we see the Koba Berry on the Amoonguss, which means if Urshifu wants to go for the max Airstream, then it's not going to do a whole lot, at least turn 1, to the Amoonguss, allowing it to potentially get a Spore off pending safety goggles on the Urshifu.
Yeah. Something else that could be potentially interesting for this next first turn. We haven't seen Haven's Togekiss do anything. No, I think Gemma locked in. If we see a Dunsparce lead, then I think that she didn't, but I'm pretty sure that she locked in.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh, we haven't seen Haven's Togekiss do anything. It's died to max Steel Spike turn 1 each turn, so who knows what that can do.
Actually, now that you mention it,
and Cinderace.
we haven't even seen it. We haven't even seen it follow me or anything.
Yeah, no, it's just gone down each turn. Okay, so this turn, I don't think you can go for the Pyro Ball play. You have much less incentive to believe that Cinderace is going to turn into a Steel type. This could just be an exchanging of max Airstreams turn 1, which if Haven has the slower Cinderace, probably isn't going to go in their favor. But Toxapex is in a prime position. I don't think it's too threatened right now. It could definitely get off some Toxics into the Cinderace. Unless it turns into a Steel type, which I highly doubt that it would.
Yeah, I think the, since Gemma's Cinderace has gone first every time so far, I think it's in her best thought to not go for the Knuckle turn 1 and rather set up with an Airstream. That being said, if Haven wants to go for the Airstream into the Cinderace, it's going to do a lot of damage to Gemma's.
Yeah, this is the 4th speed tie we've seen happen. I'm very convinced that is just an Adamant Cinderace from Haven, which means that it may be moving second, but the damage is going to be a lot bigger. Excuse me.
Right. And we see Cinderace chilling up on its big Pyro Ball.
Yeah, the Super Saiyan 3 form.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
Baneful
Baneful
Bunker,
Bunker
turn
coming
one.
out from
Interesting.
Toxapex. Okay. Yeah, trying to get a poison off through there. Max Airstream. Yep, that makes a lot of sense.
And it does go first.
This is going to be big damage if it's going into this Cinderace.
Yeah, pretty big damage there, about 55 to 65%.
Luckily, Cinderace is still a fire type, so if Gemma opted to go for something like a Dazzling Gleam, it still resists it. Oh, okay, so it's still faster than Togekiss, even with the speed boost, which could be problematic because now you don't resist a Dazzling Gleam anymore.
Yeah, that's interesting there.
A Dazzling Gleam. Is this going to be enough to get the KO if it crits?
If it crits, I think it should be. Oh, and it doesn't.
There's the crit. Okay, it hangs on. But the unfortunate thing is, it appears that Jim's Cinderace is just faster, so I don't think you can survive another attack.
Yeah, so do you think Gemma just goes for the Max Knuckle into the Cinderace here, knowing that you're faster and you can take it out?
Yeah, if you can take it out with a Max Knuckle, this seems like a great opportunity to do so. Like, you get a speed boost, you get an attack boost, you get rid of the opponent's Dynamax. Yeah, it seems like a solid move all around. Yeah, here comes the Max Airstream out into the Toxapex.
Interesting.
Ignoring that Cinderace could be a pretty big mistake.
Yeah, but you know what, Austin? I think I might like that idea. She might lose the Cinderace here, possibly, but we saw that Toxapex give her big problems last game where she couldn't do anything and she was forced to just quit. And this Pyro Ball doesn't even take out the Togekiss here, so that's interesting.
Yeah. Surprising, that is a pretty bulky Togekiss, so a double crit, obviously that's the power of Super Luck. Togekiss, Cinderace is going to go down there. Did Toxapex survive that?
Toxapex is still on the field.
Yes, and it gets a Toxic off, so Cinderace is now on a counter at this point. And there's going to be some Black Sludge recovery onto that Toxapex.
Yeah, so I think I actually like that Toxic play. Because that Cinderace is so fast at this point, it's going to be hard to touch it before it attacks you first.
Yeah, most definitely. But so Haven's gotten off a good chunk of damage, but they no longer have their Cinderace anymore. Oh, but Corsola comes out, which is an excellent stall Pokemon.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think Haven does here with two fat Pokemon being on his side?
Two triple thick Pokemon. If that Snorlax is in the back, I see that like a pretty solid Trick Room could come out here. I don't know if I don't think Corsola dies to a double up. Yeah, here comes the G-Max Fireball. This is going to be the most damage that Cinderace can do to that Corsola because it appears to not have Darkness or Sucker Punch or anything like that. I love that animation.
That does a lot of
oh, it's a crit too.
Yeah, that was some impressive damage there, bringing the Corsola down to probably about 15%.
Yeah, I don't know if it can survive a Dazzling Gleam now.
Yeah, it looks like it doesn't, but the Cursed Body does come out, which is pretty cool.
That is a really, really, really unfortunate crit for Haven. Yeah, now you're down to your last two. I don't know exactly what they are. If it's the Snorlax, I think we've seen the Max Knuckle from Gemma Cinderace, so can't survive a high jump kick. Yeah, it is Snorlax. Yeah, and presumably that oh my god, I can't speak. That Corsola was going for a Trick Room, and that crit is just very, very game changing.
Yeah.
So what do you think you do if you're Haven in this position?
Well, Haven's been playing a pretty good stall game so far throughout this match. If the Snorlax has Protect, I think now is the time for it.
Yeah, call the high jump kick into it.
Yeah.
Here comes the high jump kick. They didn't Protect, so I think that Haven needs to dodge this.
And
but they don't.
And that Snorlax is going to go down. So this Toxapex is going to once again need to stall out. But that Dazzling Gleam has been Cursed Bodied. So we are just going to see an Air Slash regardless. We probably would have anyway.
Yeah, another crit from good old Super Luck Togekiss. Haze is going to come out. Snorlax definitely wasn't going for a belly drum there if you were going for Haze. And Cinderace, I believe, goes down to the
Cinderace
poison
goes
here.
down.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit too late. We do see the Duns. To see Gemma end with Dunsparce on the screen, if it's possible.
So what moves have we seen from this Toxapex? We've seen Baneful Bunker,
Recover.
Toxic, Recover.
Haze.
Have we seen the attack? Haze. Okay, yeah. So Gemma does have a Moongus in the back, which means that Haven doesn't have a way to do damage to it. So unfortunately, the loss of that Snorlax is going to be the loss of the game for them.
Cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be a cancel. I would like to say GG to Haven. That was a rough crit, but like good games to all around. And I believe that you're gonna be interviewing Gemma, right, Nibs?
Yes, I am. So thanks, Rollercoaster. We are going to switch over real fast, take a quick break, and we'll have Gemma on for an interview.
Yeah. This will probably be the last you see of me.
Until the end.
Mm-hmm.
There we go, and we're back.
Cool. All right, guys, we're back, and we're with Gemma, who just won our last matchup against Haven. It was a really cool, fun battle as it went 2-1. We saw Haven make some strong adjustments after Gemma made a strong turn 1, game 1 read, getting the double knockout. Gemma, what are your thoughts after winning so fiercely, I guess, in that first game after making the adjustments?
Yeah, for sure. First I want to say GG's to Haven. That was like a really awesome set. I think that we saw a collective number of Pokemon that we hardly ever see in VGC between Dunsparce, Corsola, Toxapex. Really cool, really fun stuff. My main kind of thought process in the adjustment was after Haven got me with that Pyro Ball into the Max Steel Spike, which was a brilliant play. I think at that point I was like, all right, I won way too many speed ties for Haven's Cinderace to also be max speed Jolly. So I figured, all right, my best win condition here is to play around that and recognize that he's likely going to be going second every time. The one kind of like misplay that ended up working out for me was I had I got distracted by something on the screen over here and had missed that he had gone for the Airstream the turn before, so I thought that my Togekiss would outspeed into the Dazzling Gleam. So that's why I thought I could just Dazzling into the Toxapex and then Airstream, or Airstream into the Toxapex and Dazzling Gleam and get the double knockout, or at least get the Toxapex down. That Toxapex being so difficult to deal with after it got poisons off in game 2, really my win condition was just maneuvering around that, knowing that I had enough for kind of Urshifu, I had enough for Snorlax as long as Cinderace was still alive, and even if it wasn't, I felt decent with knockoff from Rillaboom doing some big damage as well. I also almost timed out in game 3 and had brought a Moongus instead of my Lodic or Rillaboom, who I was waffling back and forth between.
Oh, I noticed that. I actually thought that you did time out. So after using Dunsparce, probably in your first set, at least on stream, as far as I know, what are your thoughts after using the little Hackmon?
Yeah, Dunsparce is interesting. One of my favorite things about using Pokemon that don't get a whole lot of usage is there's a lot of what does this do? I don't know my calcs on this. I don't know the speed tiers. I don't know how bulky it is. So, I also want to say shout outs to Tiki. Tiki built this team. We were like joking around. I think the original idea came from like you and Tiki talking about something that was happening in Gabby's Discord, right? Gabby Snyder.
Yeah, Gabby Snyder.
Yeah. Awesome VGC caster. So Chase threw together something in like 5 minutes, and then we've updated it since then. It used to be a Dragapult, and now it's a Cinderace. And ultimately, like you kind of have the like two distinct modes where depending on what is most effective, you can bring either like the Dunsparce and then one of the Gmax Mons. Or you can bring like a Milotic if the Dunsparce matchup isn't quite as good. But ultimately, like the thing is bulky. It can take some hits.
Yeah, I was really taken back by the fact that Dunsparce lived that. Was it a max knuckle from the Cinderace?
Yeah, I think at that point it was +3 because I had the Steel Spike plus.
Oh, okay.
No, Quill's just +1. I think it was +2. So +2, and I hit a decent amount of bulk. I can post a rental team as well in our Discord, which. If I haven't plugged it yet, and y'all are hanging out here and you're enjoying this matchup, you should join our Discord so you can also come battle on Monday Night Friendlies. The signups go up on Thursdays. And yeah, sorry, I got into our little plug there, Nibs.
No, we actually haven't done that yet at all, and we just finished up our third game where we normally plug it. So always a good opportunity to get that stuff out there.
Yeah, but again, GG's to Haven. That was awesome. It was Haven's first time battling in the Monday Night Friendlies, so I want to say welcome. Very cool, inventive team, and looking forward to seeing more from you in the future.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Gemma. We'll take a quick